And also, we want to get to this other breaking news overnight where new strikes between the United States and Iran have been happening. U.S. forces attacking Iran in retaliation to a strike on a vessel over the Strait of Hormuz. NewsNation also knows the Strait of Hormuz is closed. NewsNation's foreign correspondent Robert Sherman is live for us in Doha, Qatar. Robert, starting with Senator Graham's death, what's the feeling like right now?
Yeah, I mean, what I can tell you is this, Anna. As far as United States senators go that have international standing and recognition across the globe, you'd have to put Senator Lindsey Graham atop that list. As you pointed out, the way that he has consistently had meetings with heads of state from around the world, and they have sought his counsel, the way that he has been very intimately involved in many of these conflicts that have existed here overseas. People certainly know the name Lindsey Graham across the globe, whether you saw it from Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu putting out a statement, who always viewed Senator Lindsey Graham as someone in Senate who was an ally of Israel, saying, Sarah and I agreed with the American people over the loss of our dear friend, Senator Lindsey Graham. In our recent meeting, we have no better friend than Lindsey. Lindsey understood that the security of Israel and America are inseparable. Then you've also heard from Prince Pahlavi of Iran, who said, I am deeply saddened by the sudden passing of Senator Lindsey Graham, a steadfast friend of the Iranian people and a proud defender of freedom. Or Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, who mentioned the fact he had just met with the senator a short while ago, deeply saddened by the news of the passing of United States Senator Lindsey Graham. Lindsey was a true defender of freedom and the values that make our world safer. He visited Ukraine 10 times during the years of Russia's full-scale invasion, was here with our people when it was most needed. You hear that from so many world leaders here already this morning, Anna, as certainly this has sent shockwaves throughout the international community, as a United States senator who was so well known across the globe and so involved in many of the dynamics over here.
Yeah,
Anna?
and just an incredible friend to the president. President Trump weighing in, calling Senator Lindsey Graham a true American patriot. The two of them, they talked on the phone a lot. They played golf together. This is definitely a huge loss to the president of the United States, who was trying to keep his eye on the ball with the conflict happening with Iran. Our other breaking news we want to get to with you, Robert, is the U.S. attacking Iran early this morning over this Iranian strike on a vessel in the Strait of Hormuz. It set a container ship ablaze and forced a crew to abandon it. What more can you tell us about that? We've heard from the Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, as well overnight, saying Iran made a poor choice. Now they pay.
Major escalation here in the region. This is now the third time we've seen American forces carrying out strikes on Iran. But this one was under very different pretenses here, Anna. When you look at the lead up to this moment here, the United States was pushing for Iran in order to tell the world that the Strait of Hormuz was open. Well, you have seen their response in kind here. So the United States, after that commercial vessel was struck going through the Strait of Hormuz, which seems to continue to be the point that moves many of these flare-ups into motion, well, you saw American forces pounding away at the Iranian coastline, going after infrastructure. But the Iranian retaliation here came in all different directions. We've gotten indications here that the air defense systems were activated in the UAE. We know sirens went off in Bahrain, in Jordan, where we are, in Qatar. We also had quite a few explosions in the sky above us overnight, as well as the sounds of security alerts going off to all of our phones, which certainly woke this entire country up here. Now the big question is what comes next, Anna, because just on Saturday, you had the Iranians meeting with Oman to talk about diplomacy, the future of the Strait of Hormuz, Qatar playing a role in all of those negotiations there. Very unclear what can move forward with negotiations at this point, as the United States has said the Strait of Hormuz must remain open, but you continue to see these attacks on commercial vessels, largely spearheaded by the IRGC, despite some of the diplomacy that has taken place with some of Iran's negotiators. You still see all of this taking place here. And you very quickly get the sense here from the White House that they are running out of patience for this process with Iran. Anna?
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.